to the Detroit Red Bull qualifiers. We are all knotted up here at 1-1. Over here at the left side of Catalina, we have Evil Geniuses, Suppy. Damn, I thought he had a pretty good chance that last game, I'll be honest. I was sitting there just watching that third hatch go up. I'm like, it's going to have spores. It looks like he might have enough time to actually hold off the third and outproduce his opponent with the 5th and 6th gas and get a little bit of a muta lead. But, ViBE, man. The Zerg that's starting over here at the 12 o'clock. Really kind of outdid himself, flooded a massive amount of lings over to the third base prior to when Suppy could prepare in time. Lost the third hatch, lost all those extractors and some workers as well. So by the time that second attack came around, the 3 base production was a little bit too much for Suppy to handle. Even though the mutas were both sitting at 1 Flyer Carapace upgrades, just having those lings under them, it does help out, guys. You might not notice, but those glaives, they do bounce across the lings, and they weren't bouncing across all the mutas like perfectly. Like, it wasn't just pure muta on muta. It was the glaives were hitting ViBE's lings. So one of those things that's just kind of like little things that players typically don't know, or not players, but viewers kind of don't notice about and wonder, like, sometimes do the count. They're like, you know, well, why did it look so dominant? Why did the mutas not trade a little bit more evenly? Well, because some of their attacks and fire was just deflected for the most part. So, but more so than just the mutas and the mutas, it was the lings of ViBE that eventually ended up breaking through and also finishing off basically his opponent as they cleared out the third base for the second time in a row. And at that point, like I said, I mean, even if you try to hold off or just turtle back up into your natural, what's going to happen is it's going to give way too much time for a player like ViBE to just macro up and get even a bigger force than he had before. So we're in game 3 though. Winner goes on to the semifinals here. They're going to be facing the winner of EGK versus Petraeus. And we're getting about as passive standard opener. This is almost like one of those things, like they didn't do this in lobby, but it's almost like a non-written agreement between both of them, where they're just like, yeah, we're gonna no rush 11 or like no rush 10 or something like that. Both players opening up hatch first, pool after. Gas is both coming later too as well. No gas even for Suppy placed yet. So both players just looking to macro, man. Get their tag, get their econ going. But at the same time, I mean, I assume these guys have at least faced each other at some point in the past year, you know, probably a few times, so they have a pretty good idea of each other's playstyle. And with all the WCS qualifiers that have been going on and all the NA events right now recently, I would assume they have a pretty good feel for each other. Again, it's not like one of them is playing like Jaedong, or like one of them is playing Hyun or Leenock or DRG or somebody like that, like, or Sulky, somebody that's like really dangerous, like with early game ZVZ. Life, there we go, damn it, Life right there. One of the most dangerous early game ZVZ players. So with somebody like that, you might want to open up like defensive 14 pool. If you're facing Life, you might want a defensively 10 pool just for the hell of it, in those regards. So. I see the B Duck is in chat. Hi, Livy B. I heard you're in Colorado too. You can confirm or not confirm, depending on internet stalkers. If you are in Colorado right now, nod your head in chat. No, hopefully, if you, I feel like Dan told me that. Yeah, I feel like you're over here somewhere, but hopefully you're enjoying the Colorado, you know, the mountains, the atmosphere, the area. Hopefully it's a lot of fun. Oh, internet soccer jokes, man, those are bad. Today is just a bad day for some jokes, man. I'm sorry. Like, if you like, I don't know. Typically, I try to like not involve like any like politics or like anything like too much like side banter, like aside from like esports related. But bad day for the Malaysia Airlines, man. Losing one plane today, a plane went down. I mean, again, that's a whole nother bad deal. Like, if you guys don't know what's going on in over like eastern Ukraine. Like that's like chaos. That's like VVV rough. Like you're giving rough like the controls they handle. Like rough's like, we're going Hellbats over here. They're like, there's a plane, shoot it down. Yeah, unfortunately, if you guys didn't hear, a plane got shot down in eastern Ukraine. The crazy separatists like over there gunned it down. So pretty sad overall. Huge flood of lings, by the way, from Suppy right now coming across the map. Hopefully, well, he should be able to hold. I mean, he put up a wall. He has a little bit of time to produce some units. He's got 18 lings of his own coming out right now. He can, of course, cancel this evil evolution chamber because the spine crawlers and also this backup evolution chamber will be able to withstand it, and he'll get some of those resources back. It is a huge influx of units, so he does need a couple more seconds. The spine crawlers could do a lot of help for him. Roaches are in production right now. +1 attack is almost finished up as well. He just needs to wall off. He just can't engage into this straight right now. He just can't do it. He can't do it. He just needs a little more time. The roaches are starting to come out. The lings are, though, starting to flood in. The Suppy needs to filter through a little bit to help himself get through this. But no, it looks like just enough for ViBE. The quadruple Evo chamber, almost the quintuple Evo chamber wall off, was enough to hold off. Did he lose the Roach Warren, though? He did lose the Roach Warren, though. So follow-up attack coming in, surrounds the Queen. Queen does go down, forcing some of the drones to get pulled off the line. But now with the roaches out here, he can just use the roaches as a part of the wall off and be able to hold off against this. So good hold right there from ViBE. That was really, really awesome. Very dangerous, very kind of chaotic scenario that could have happened there. Just one less second, like one more second less, or and you know, those lings could have been flooding through here, could have filtered through, could have run up into main and caused just so much havoc and damage. We're to a point where I don't know if ViBE would have been able to recover. Suppy right now, though, transitioning very slowly over here. Banelings working their way through, dropping the Spire down as well. And I do sort of kind of like this transition just due to the fact that if, you know, ViBE does send a bunch of roaches across the map, or as soon as he gathers enough roaches across the map, he will probably have mutas out in time for some defense. Oh, good deny there from Suppy right there. That drone came over. That's going to delay the hatch just a couple more seconds. Now the fact that he knows that there is going to be a third hatch here, he should be okay and very patient with his muta production. He should be able to grab his own third hatch, and does he actually? Yeah, he does. Okay, so he grabs his own third hatch. Suppy, very sneaky player, once again runs in with a good pack of lings, surrounds them, and forces a cancel, so it evens up the hatch production in a sense for that third base. ViBE now coming across the map with some roaches. There are some queens on the high ground. Suppy is producing some spine crawlers there. If he gets a couple more seconds, he should be okay, or at least the initial engagement of slow lings should force him back. The mutas are going to come out, and I feel like the mutas are going to be a very big deciding factor here. But hold on just a second. Is he going to have defense? Yes. One spine crawler finishes up. The second one finishes, third one finishes up, but the spine crawlers are a little bit further away from the actual mineral line, and that's where the roaches do filter in over here. ViBE, of course, he does want to avoid the spine crawlers right now at all costs. Suppy kind of trying to catch some of them going up the ramp, but they're within 1 or 2 range of them. But ViBE just needs to go for the mineral line right now, or go for the queens. So do something, get as much damage as he possibly can get done. The first muta are out right now. Drones now are going to be able to split if they want to across the third end of natural. ViBE has to completely turtle and shell up right now. He's got to go full counter boxer. He's got to, yep, exactly. He's doing right now. He's putting up 3 spore crawlers. Because what's going to happen here is Suppy is just going to wipe this whole entire map clean of overlords, gain complete map control. He might not be able to get a lot of damage done in terms of just actual physical units like hydras, roaches, you know, lings, and queens, but he will have a chance to supply block as well as also just force ViBE kind of back into his own base. And now it's mutas versus queens, and you got to be very careful. Good focus fire. 1 muta does go down, keeping one of the queens alive. Now down to 3 queens, but just enough to force the mutas back for the time being. There's still a couple of overlords that Suppy could try to attempt to snipe down, but in terms of Suppy's case, if he can't get really much more done with the mutas, he is going to have a little bit of a ticking clock on what to do next, because a lot of roaches right now are in production. Now, I feel like ViBE could just overwhelm him with ground units, because, you know, to a certain point you can only do so much damage with mutas, especially once when your opponent gets actually hydras out on the map. So hydras with their high DPS, they clear mutas out like it's nobody's business. They're like mini spore crawlers, just shoot needles at them. Queen's getting caught out in the middle of the map. See, I don't know if ViBE, he wants to try to fend this off with Queens. Like, I guess the other option would be if you don't get Hydras out, you get mass Queens and push with Roaches, but if you don't get Hydras, all you're doing right now is you're just going to be giving away free units. Like, literally, he could just now, with Mutas, just micro his way through the map, clear out all of these Roaches for free, and all this is doing is maybe buying time for ViBE for a little bit longer, but he's losing out on a lot of you. Like, I don't know why he moved these Roaches out right now, aside to maybe buying himself some time. Like hindsight again is going to be 20/20 here in a couple of minutes. I don't know if this is going to be enough time for him to do something specific, but EGSuppy now sending a Ling Force and going to be bringing the Mutas back over to his side of the map. We have a few more Roaches in production right now, but those few Roaches in production, are they going to be enough even to defend against this onslaught right now? We'll see. Really comes down to micro. Here comes the Mutas, clearing out the Roaches. Gonna maybe be able to snipe down the Queen. No, not gonna be able to snipe down the Queen. Lings are getting taken care of. Spore Crawler gets shot down that we're building in the middle of the map outside of the natural. Looks like 7 Roaches that are left. He's still producing Queens, and see, damn it! Like I almost want to like yell at damn, because this shouldn't work. Right now, conceptually, this shouldn't work in my opinion. Like, he's got 7 Infestors coming out, which is great, but he's going to be really relying heavily on actually catching those units. Now, Evo Chamber's going to get sniped down. This is going to be interesting to see how EGSuppy plays this out, because the wall is now broken. Lings can filter and stream through the natural if they want to, so a lot of Spore Crawlers, though, over here at the very front that will deny at least an initial onslaught or attack right there. He will take out this Spore Crawler at the very front, trying to actually get as many transfuses as he possibly can. Those damn bazooka cannons of Spore Crawlers doing some damage right there. No energy, really. EGSuppy's paying attention right now to the Queens. He doesn't have really a lot of energy on those, but wait! Fungals! Fungals! It's happening! It's happening! He actually caught him with so many of the damn Fungals. Lings are trying to stream in there, pushing some of the Infestors with more energy back. But one last fungal to do it. Catches absolutely everything. EGSuppy had no idea that these Infestors were actually happening and this was coming to him. Loses all the Mutas, drops in supply down to 95. You know what? I said conceptually this shouldn't work. I'll shut the hell up, man. That was awesome. Manages to catch it, but again, now... Are there any Infestors? Looks like the Infestors are out of energy, so the Mutas are still continuing a little bit on a slight warpath, but Spore Crawlers get repositioned, so the Mutas will have to find another flight path in terms of getting to his opponent. Lings are getting cleared out, so for now, ViBE is once again, he's safe. EGSuppy's got to be like, damn, man, what do I got to do to break this kid? Like, what do I got to do to break down the wall? Absolutely just insane in game right there. Alright, let's get a little bit of background music in the game once again. Alright. Alright, so EGSuppy catching some of those units on the outskirts right now, finds out where that infestation pit was. No defense near that infestation pit. Queens won't be able to make it out in time to be able to transfuse it and save it. Infestors still don't have enough energy on them, regained from their last output. Mutas working their way into the natural little by little right now, picking off queen by queen, and until those Infestors actually get some energy on them, they are paperweights in a sense, because even if they toss out the infested Terrans, all the Mutas have to do is just run away, or they could pick off the egg before it even hatches. Now Queen's getting knocked down, another Queen goes down, only really one Queen left, and really what EGSuppy could do, he's just building a barricade with Mutas around this natural area. He could start sniping down the Evo Chambers, he could snipe down the Roach Warren. The one thing he can do is literally just fly into Spore Crawlers. That's the one thing he's got to avoid. Spore Crawlers and Infestors. Now, a few more Infestors did pop out just before the infestation pit was taken out, so he's got a couple Fungals available to him. Hits one, gets 5 more Mutas. Tries to stack up. Misses the next 2. Check that out. There we go. Lands the 4th one right there, but he is out of energy now on those Infestors, and almost all of those Mutas managed to live through that. EGSuppy, right now, what he actually should be doing while he's putting this much pressure on his opponent is grabbing a 4th hatch, because at some point you will need more gas, you will need more larvae, you will need more just consistent econ, because if somehow you manage to lose those Mutas, you will have to think about a follow-up plan. And this is funny because usually at the 21-minute mark, the Mutas, unless it's Muta versus Muta, doesn't work out this well, and EGSuppy really making the best of it, just inching little by little around all the crevices and creases, picking off everything that he possibly can. My favorite favorite part about this, even there we go, clears out some of the spore crawlers that were out here. My favorite part about it, he's hanging around right around this area. There's no connected creep train, so a lot of units are getting caught up in this area and getting picked off, and he's really making these mutas really worth the most that they possibly could. Now he's flying over here trying to pick off what he can once again. Queens get knocked down. Fungal catches him. Now he can stack. 2 under a spore crawler. Needs another fungal. 3. One more. He needs one more. Does he have another one? Actually, a 5th one to clear out the rest of these mutas. Oh man, one more stack and he would have definitely finished off those 5. But once again, Suppy drops in supply, man. All of these muta catches are just money. We take a look at the unit kill count right now. 57 mutas have been killed off by ViBE. Now, that's quite a bit, along with 197 in terms of lings. What is ViBE lost? He's lost 49 roaches and 7 infestors. That's not that bad, I'm sorry, but basically 58 mutas in my book are worth a lot more, so Suppy really risking it by continuing on this warpath was just mutas. I feel like even at some point in this game he would have already had 2 or 3 opportunities to transition into Roach Hydra, and unless he doesn't have that comfort with Roach Hydra as of recent, I've seen him play Roach Hydra, so I don't know why he's being very timid about it, and continuing on the flight path with mutas. Man. ViBE, though, grabbing the 4th hatch, realizes that he will need some extra econ and lair, but does he have any defenses back at home over here at the 3rd base? While an engagement is distracting him along with the lings over here at during the middle of the map, he is losing a lot over at this hatch. Now, Suppy not really paying attention to his attack over at the 3rd base. Really needs to try to split it up. He could have actually cleared out all of the drones if he had a little bit more attentiveness here. Lings are going to be running through into the main and splitting up into the natural, looks like, mainly in the main right now. Mutas outside of the 3rd base, a huge flock of units in terms of queens, infestors, and roaches are kind of just bobbling around between the 3rd and the natural. Some of them will have to get split up to be able to help defend this main base. But just Suppy doing a good job the whole entire game, just putting the game in a very tough position. Now mutas, some of them are leaking through. Good fungals are hit, but there are not enough right now personally out on the map with enough anti-air forces where it scares Suppy off just yet. He's that's one of those things. When you catch the mutas, you typically want to try to catch as many of the mutas as you could possibly. If you start catching little packs little by little, some of them can progress, force out some earlier fungals to be used, and before you know it, you're out of energy, and there's still a lot of mutas out alive. 4th hatch getting taken by Suppy finally. 4th hatch does finish up for ViBE. ViBE actually just specifically producing drones from this hatch to make sure that he doesn't give away his positioning. to somebody on a ladder game, they might, just like blindly just build a lot of drones and just send them down here to the bottom base. But a very attentive player will specifically try to not give away his position. Build some drones here specifically and only here, and I would assume he would try to get some gas down. Now, nice little catch right there. Looks like he got about 5 to 6 mutas there total. We'll just let a couple of the fungals and the queens work their way down, but doesn't want to spend too much energy trying to only capture that small pack. Once again, another link force runs through the natural and the main once again. Spine crawler does go down. Hydras are finally coming out. Now, this is the unit I think for about 20 minutes I've been wanting to see. Okay, more like about 15 minutes I've been wanting to see from ViBE. The damn Hydras are out, and now that the Hydras are coming out, Suppy has to be very cautious on how he approaches it with the mutas, because one fungal catches these mutas, it is game over. Hydras have very high DPS. Queens might be able to poke and prod, but if Hydras are in the mix with some fungals, man, it is going to be devastating for a huge muta pack like this. Alright, we got infestors popping out. We got 1 good fungal, 2 good fungals. He's continuing to try to catch as many as he possibly can, having to use all that energy as soon as he possibly can. But here comes those Hydras we were talking about, and there's going to be a huge mutaflock that just pops right here if he hits another one. No! The mutas actually get a chance to escape with no HP on them, like literally almost maybe 10 at most. Does he have any more energy? No, he does not, and now it's just Hydras trying to press forward, but this is actually too many. Oh, he does get 1 more fungal. There we go. That's really nice. Let's say, I don't know if there's enough Hydras on the field at the current moment to be able to actually fight against this, but he's starting to clear a pathway out. Mutas are starting to fall very quickly. This is forcing Suppy back, and I think right now ViBE finally has that advantage, 141 to 119. He's got a 4th base. He's starting to get his gases built over here. This 7th and 8th gas, he really desperately needs them right now because he's actually mined out from one of the gases over here, and really at a, well, you know what, over here he's actually got quite a bit. Looks like he didn't use this gas too often with 2,000 gas still available here. Now drones are coming out. I don't know if Suppy spotted that, but that should give away that there is another hatchery somewhere out on this map. Surprised that he hasn't actually gone and tried to seek it out, and he's going to go down here over to his 4th base and typical 4th base location. He sees a drone trying to build a hatch, and that might trick Suppy to throw him off so hard. Even though it is nice that he's grabbing these drones right here, this has to throw him off so damn hard. Unless he flies any further south, this has to throw him off because he's like, man, he's just trying to grab his 4th hatch now? Is this kid crazy? How is he able to produce everything that he's been producing as of now? This game is insane. Yeah, this is actually back to back. Maybe not back to back. Hold on. What day was it? Okay, it was Monday. It was Monday. Today's Thursday. It was Tuesday. It was Tuesday. There was a really sick ZVZ game from the EU qualifiers. I still need to try to upload that. I don't know. I enjoy ZVZ. A game like this is really fun. A little fungal dropped on top of the lings, gonna catch some of them. Just trying to make sure to attempt to keep a spore crawler alive. Lings are finally kind of progressing across the map, and no, they pull back. Oh Suppy, how dare you? He has to know that something else is out on this map right now, but he just doesn't go for it. He's not going for it, damn it. Alright, so Suppy though realizes that there is a huge pack of infestors and hydras now, so he has to be very careful as he approaches and tries to attack this. Spreading out his mutas so he makes sure that one money fungal can't reach him, or even 2 money fungals can't reach him. Those ling packs, I really thought they were going to run up through here and into this base, but they stopped short, they pulled back. Now, of course, their attention is going to be drawn over to this side of the map. Here comes the mutas. They're going to try to get as good of a surround as they possibly can. Fungals are getting dropped all over the place. Hydras already clear out a nice set of them, but the Hydras now are getting surrounded. The Lings and mutas are going to clear them completely out. No energy left on the infestor. Supplies are even, but ViBE is now forced back. There are a lot of mutas that are still alive. Oh my goodness. Does he have burrow upgrade? He does have the burrow upgrade, so he's got to bring them back. And really, that's all props to Suppy right there for his good micro. Able to catch actually a good amount of hydras in the back over there. And that's one of those quirky things that you usually see Banelings take care of, but man, Lings and mutas just getting it done. The music just like stopped. It did stop once again. How dare it? How dare it? Alright, 30 more Lings in production right now for Suppy. Muta's controlling, and now with the +1 carapace underway and this just huge amount of pack, the main thing he's got to watch out for is just fungals. If he doesn't get fungaled, he's going to be okay. He's got enough mutas where he could fight spore crawlers and clear them out pretty quick without taking any significant losses. Meanwhile, the 4th base for ViBE staying very alive and healthy, unscattered. Nice to have some form of static defense. But here we go, huge attack. Fungal getting forced onto the Lings right now. Roaches are trying to clear them out as quick as possible. The Lings do clear out a couple of the infestors. He isn't throwing out all the fungals that he possibly could have. A little bit late on those, and Suppy, ViBE knocks down this 5th hatch that was building. Keeps a lot of these mutas alive. I keep feeling like Suppy is just about 1 second away from losing every single one of these mutas. Now, if you did notice, the Lings came up. They surrounded a lot of the hydras and the infestors in the back. There was about 4 to 5 infestors. If I take a look at the replay again, I'm pretty sure 4 to 5 infestors that never released a fungal. And that, in terms of this huge of a mutaflock, could be a huge game changer. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Though there still are 3 spore crawlers, which seem to be the best deterrent in the game at the current moment. ViBE sends a huge pack of roaches down to the bottom left side of the map. We'll try to get as much damage as he possibly can get done, but with a support of Lings and aggro, He's not even going to get a chance to clear out the drones in this hatchery, and now he just threw away a lot of roaches over to his opponent. The idea behind it was okay, but not the smartest concept. Mutas and Lings are very mobile units. Mutas especially in this type of flock can clear out roaches very quickly, and as you saw right there, able to catch up down to that base, save absolutely everything, and now it's 133 versus 178. ViBE once again trying to attempt to build this hatchery, gets it denied. More infestors coming out on the map along with hydras, but man, I'm telling you right now, without the support of roaches to fight versus the lings on the ground, you're hoping that you land really nice fungals to deter not only the lings but also to deter these mutas. Finally, after not 36 minutes, but after about 10 minutes, EGSuppy finally finds this base over here, forcing the burrow on the drones. This is going to hinder the economy. ViBE is now practically down to no resource income at all, if I'm not mistaken. No, not only no resource income, but no gas either. Nothing is really mining from here either. So, trying to rebuild a fourth hatch over here because this one most likely will go down. For ViBE to ever leave and quit until he's literally out of units, but now we go into that theory crafting mode where we take a look and see down to no mining whatsoever, long distance mining off of this new building fourth hatch. He's sitting with a few infestors and hydras, and right now, just as long as he splits up, goes forward for the attack right now, as long as he doesn't get every single last meta fungled and stacked all at once, he should be able to fight through this. And all the infestors are starting to fall down to 37 supply. Fungals are all used right now, and that's GG. Well played, guys. EGSuppy moves on to the semifinals. Sick match right there. Good control and persistence from EGSuppy to work with this meta force. I didn't think he would be able to make it through, but just grit, determination, and great micro and decision making from EGSuppy. Just man, great stuff right there.